Happy 2025, family. It is officially my 5-year cancerversary. On this day, 5 years ago, January 1st, 2020, I was first told that it looks like I probably have cancer. And if you've seen any of my videos on this channel, then you may remember that as soon as I was told it looks like I may have cancer, my very next thought was, let's see what this blessing is all about. And so I've said since then, and to this very day, that cancer has absolutely been a blessing. I still consider cancer to be the gift that keeps on giving. I love that I found out on the first day of a new decade. I still have no idea how many years I actually had it. I was at stage 3C when it was discovered, so it had been going on for some time, for some years probably, but I'll never know how many years when that one little cancer cell started and kept multiplying and multiplying. But when I did find out, it was divine. And the process was divine. Was it easy? No. Did I make it through? Absolutely. Do I still feel that it's a blessing? Yes. I feel like cancer, finding out 5 years ago, was the domino that started a domino effect that I'm still experiencing, things that are still unfolding. But I consider cancer to be moment one of a whole trajectory that I'm on now. Things that were divinely designed for me to experience anyway, but for me, cancer was the thing that started this new chapter of my life. And so I haven't made a video in a while. I want to say maybe 2 years. I don't think I made one last year. I try to make one January 1st because it's my cancerversary, but I don't think I did last year. I have to look back and see. But I was inspired to do it this year to just share some updates of what's the latest and the greatest in my world. Where am I on the cancer journey? So I am still currently a patient of the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York City. Actually, I go to a New Jersey location most of the time that's has parking. That's probably the most convenient part, is that they have a parking lot. And yeah, the distance is probably the same either way, or the travel time. The distance is maybe a little bit longer, but the travel time is about the same. So, so I am still a patient. My doctor, my oncologist, from my understanding back in 2020, was that I would be an ongoing patient for 5 years. And so I'm hoping this year, when it becomes my 5-year anniversary from when I rang the bell of completing chemotherapy, that at that point, I will be able to be considered cancer-free. So I'm not considered cancer-free. I'm considered what's equivalent to remission, but my doctor never really used that word, but the way he says it is nothing is growing, nothing has changed, and that's the focus, that's what they want to see. So I am doing very well. My levels of everything, blood work is looking great. I feel great. I love life. Again, like I said, I still consider cancer to be a blessing. So after, let me see, I'm sure I made a video since I've become a doctor of education. And this is one of the things that I consider to be part of that domino effect. So had I not had cancer, there may have been certain decisions that weren't made that allowed me to be able to complete school. So school is completed. I've been in school forever, since 1983. Pretty much every year since then, I've been somebody's student. So yeah, in 2022, I finally finished being somebody's student. I started a movement. I started a community-based education movement. I started consulting on the umbrella of that movement with the for-profit. Also started a nonprofit under the umbrella of the community-based education movement. And so last year was an amazing year, 2024. I was able to support 450 students in engaging in a community advocacy project. I was able to showcase over 100 students, showcase their action-based research, and to make a call to action to the community at my nonprofit's Community Advocacy Project Expo. So that was major for me because I had no idea that that was something that I would do back in the 20 teens, or even in 2020, or even in 2022 when I started the movement. These are things that were their vision, but for them to happen in 2024 was absolutely awesome. I also in 2024 officially became an international speaker, so I'm very honored and pleased and thankful to have been able to have the opportunity to speak at 2 Ethiopian conferences in 2024. I have now gotten a taste of it and want to continue to be an international speaker. So we will see what 2024 has in store. I've made some amazing connections with global leaders from around the world. And there's a lot of talk about doing some great things. So we will see how things continue to unfold. I share my story of cancer all the time as a story of encouragement. I tell people this is what cancer looks like. And it is. I'm still a cancer patient. I don't think that there are, cancer cells that are growing within me, but I like to be a walking testimony, and I share this channel with people who either themselves have been diagnosed with cancer or some other illness. And also when people share about loved ones who have been diagnosed with cancer or another illness. So it is a way of encouraging people to see, even at that moment when I did have cancer, when I was going through chemo, when those cells were very prevalent, still, this is what cancer looked like, in all of its forms. So I am just thankful. I'm very thankful. I'm trying to think of anything else that has happened. I'm a grandma. I think I'm probably made some videos since then about that. Yeah, because I became grandma, when in 2020. And so, but I'm grandma 2, soon to be, 3, I'll say, but the third one is still baking in the oven. It hasn't come out yet. But so that's a blessing. I can't say that's a domino effect of cancer, but it's been a blessing and definitely has elevated my vibration and my energy to be a grandma, just to witness my grandsons and how they interact with each other and with the world is a joy, and it allows me to be in the moment even more. I'm trying to think of what else has happened. I started talking about third millennium skills development. So this is just on my, sharing with the world aspect. So I do plan to write at least 1 book this year. I do hope to write 2. So we'll see what happens when I make my next video, probably January 1st, 2026. But that is my goal, to write 1 on third millennium skills development, as 1 on community-based education. So it's to be continued. For anyone who is currently on a cancer journey, I just want to encourage you to keep a positive mindset. Throughout my entire journey, I kept a positive mindset about the whole experience. Even though I couldn't quite understand in that moment what the blessing might be, I still kept that energy and kept that thinking. And then it revealed itself down the road about what that blessing ended up being, or those blessings that came from that single domino being pushed over. And so I just want to encourage you, but I also do feel that having that positive mindset allowed me to be able go through the process in a much more beneficial way. So I do believe that if I would have had a more negative victim mindset, that I would have maybe not healed as quickly, because it really was from me finding out to completing chemotherapy like a 6 month, a little bit, maybe a 7 month process, 6.5 month process. And that was really the worst part of it all. And I got through that, and I feel like I got through it with grace. um I you know, I kept a positive mindset, even though it was a lot of unknowns. It was an experience I'd never gone through before. I kept a positive mindset. I wasn't very sick. I did have nausea, but I don't think I vomited at all during the process. I didn't take a lot of the extra medication. I did have like my own affirmations. As I've shared before, the hardest part for me was losing my hair. My hair has grown back. It's actually kind of long in certain areas, but non-existent in other areas. I still have alopecia. My hope was that it was, somehow scientifically become reversed, but that didn't happen. And so like even this is a lace frontal closure that is like attached, glued onto my head, and that allowed me to get braids. So like these, oftentimes I wear braided wigs, but these are actually braids. Like in the back, it is braided to my own hair, but because because of the alopecia in the front, I have to use a lace front. But I'm very thankful that it has been invented. It allows me to be able to wear styles that make me feel comfortable, make me feel more like myself. I had locks before, so braids to me is a very similar look to locks. These specific braids are kind of close to the color that my locks were. I've tried to do locks a few times since. I would say twice I tried 2 different types of ways, and I wasn't feeling the how it looked. So I don't know if I'll ever have locks again. We'll see. Again, I'm just thankful at least that the technology exists where I can have braids, and I really do enjoy having braids. I have actually a lot of wigs, and I didn't realize how many wigs I've had. And it's been tough because I haven't, found a wig that's like, yes, I feel completely 100% like myself. And this is actually probably one of the first braided hairstyles where I really feel like, yes, this is, I'm feeling good about the look, the whole look of it. So we'll, to be continued. Hopefully the technology will continue to advance. My own hair is probably about this length. Like, I'm just thinking about when I pull it down, it's probably about there, but it probably won't see the light of day too much because of the hair that's missing in the front. But who knows what's in store? Maybe there will be something that allows me to feel comfortable with doing that, or finding some alternative, some solution to allow me to let my hair out a little bit more. But in the meantime, I'm very thankful for what is available for me to be able to feel comfortable and feel like myself. So it's been a great 5-year journey. Before we know it, it'll be 10 years, it'll be 2030. But I am absolutely looking forward to seeing what 2025 has in store. What gifts will Cancer keep giving that will reveal themselves in 2025? And just where will I be by the end of this year? So, I want to just say happy 2025 to everyone. I hope that you follow your bliss, follow your highest excitement, and focus on the things that you want, and just live, laugh, and love life. All right, everyone. Love and blessings.